everyone, my name is Janice and I am going to make a green juice today. Today is Cinco de Mayo, it's May 5th, 2014, and my office had a great Cinco de Mayo party today. So I am in need of a little bit of a cleanse tonight. So I'm going to make a green juice, and this is the typical mean green that Joe Cross from Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead uses. And so basically it's kale. I have some celery and ginger that have been cut and washed, and I've got some English cucumbers, some lemons. They were not organic, so I peeled them, and I have some green Granny Smith apples, which are organic. So let's begin. Now this juicer that I have is fairly new. I just got it in February, and this is the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, and it is awesome. I love it. It really does save on time. Even though it's a slow juicer, it saves me a lot of time while I'm juicing. I'm in school and I don't have a lot of time in the evenings to make juice. So what I do is I'll make a few bottles for the day the night before. And this juicer versus the juicer that I was using before was the Hurom, H-U-R-O-M, and I loved it. It's going to be my backup in case this one ever dies. Knock on wood. Hope it doesn't, because I love this machine. But yeah, the Hurom was good. It was just, it took so long, and I had to cut everything so small because the shoot was tiny. It was super teeny tiny. So it wasn't conducive to a full-time work schedule and part-time school schedule. So I splurged and got this, my new baby, and I am in love. And if you have the means, or if you can save up for it, I highly recommend this Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. It's really awesome. And as you can see, it's going fairly quickly. Now it still leaves pulp in the juice, and I like my juice pulp free. So what I do is, as the little reservoir here fills up, I will dump it through a strainer, a mesh sieve, and into a bowl. So my juice is smooth, because I don't like the pulp. I don't like the chunkiness in my juices. And this juice that I'm making tonight will probably make about 4.5 or 5 16-ounce bottles. And tonight for my dinner, I'm going to actually have a smoothie. So I'm going to use some of this green juice that I'm preparing now for the liquid in my smoothie, so that it's just that much more healthy. And it's kind of getting pretty full here, so what I'm going to do now is close this. That's a really great feature on this particular machine, because now I don't have to put another container here and dirty up another dish. So I'm going to go dump this. Be right back. I'm back. Now these are fairly small apples, but sometimes it takes a while for it to go through. So if you cut it in half, it goes through a little quicker. So, and it only takes a second to cut an apple in half. And yeah, I threw the whole thing in, seeds and all. Nothing wrong with a few apple seeds. Yes, it does have arsenic in it, I think, but such trace amounts for such a tiny little seed, it's not going to hurt you. And I don't know if you can see, but this pulp that's coming out is fairly dry. I mean, it's not super wet or anything, and it's great for making a vegetable broth or, you know, whatever. I usually just compost it, and that's good enough for me because I don't have a lot of freezer space. Our refrigerator is kind of small, and so I don't need to make any vegetable broth to freeze or anything. So I just compost it, which is great for Mother Earth. And as you can see, I've been alternating the ingredients, the kale and apples, cucumbers and all, just because it makes it a little easier for the juicer to manage, I guess. And we're almost done. Now I go to Whole Foods and buy my kale, organic kale from there, and for some reason, whatever farmer they got it from this time, they just didn't clean it, or I don't know what happened, but I had to go through and pick off a lot of pieces from this. So I'm using 2 bunches of kale tonight, which is really, if I didn't have to pick off so many, it would have been really about 1.5 maybe, if that. But I drink this juice usually during the day at work for breakfast and lunch. Most days when I'm not on a juice fast, I'm always incorporating juice into my diet, just because it's healthy. It's a lot more healthy. It's a great to do. It's great for your health, and I love juicing. I started juicing in April. No, I think it was March of 2013, and there may have been about a month total worth of days where I haven't had any juice at all. So it was just, you know, just very sporadic, and I love juice. I incorporate juice into my daily diet religiously. And I usually just chop up the kale as I'm going, because it takes up less time versus if I were to cut it before starting the process. So it's just a time saver, and it's easy. It's right here. I clean my fruits and vegetables in a vinegar bath. I just let it soak in there, and I rinse it. So it soaks and it gets cleaned, and whatever yucky stuff may be on it is washed away. usually save the celery and ginger about this much for the ends, just so that it can clean out whatever is still left inside. So save the best for last. I love ginger. Oh yes. Celery, I don't care for the taste of juiced celery. I love celery plain on its own, but hey, it's part of the ingredients, so of course I use it. I don't use as much as Joe Cross, as his recipe calls for, probably a third less, but at least it's in there. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of water in here to clean it all out. Maybe a little bit more. And I will show you the finished product in just a few minutes. Okay, so here is the green juice. This is the final product, and it's probably, I mean, it's a pretty good sized bowl. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's a really good sized bowl. It's probably going to make about 4 16-ounce bottles. That's a 16-ounce Diet Snapple bottle that I'm going to fill with my green juice. I don't drink Diet Snapple. I just get the bottles from a coworker and wash them and reuse them. So, yep, no diet products are going into this body. Just good, clean, healthy stuff. Anyway, so and back here is some of the vegetables that I have prepared for my dinner smoothie. So I'll be back in just a few. Okay, so now as you can see, the juice that I made about 4 16-ounce bottles. And what is that? About half a cup, 2/3 of a cup almost, in reserves, which is going to go into my dinner smoothie tonight. And this pitcher right here, I just inserted a bag into it. It's not a very large pitcher. Put the pulp in there, and of course there's the scraps from the ginger peel and carrot peel and the apple core and that type of stuff. So yeah, I mean it's all going to go into the compost, but it's not that much. The pulp from the juice is from here up, so you can see it's not really a whole lot of pulp that's coming out of the Kuvings whole slow juicer. And I got 4 great breakfast and lunch bottles for about 1.5 to 2 days. I usually drink at least 2, but most of the time 3 bottles a day, and that's gonna go into my tummy tonight.